when things like really went crazy was when we posted a rehearsal clip. Like I was like rehearsing for my first show in Seattle, and we
Uh-huh.
like posted a clip of me rehearsing this song after hours. And like I remember we were like, me and all my friends were sitting at dinner, and it was getting like, it was like jumping like 100,000 views like every like couple minutes, and we were like, yo, like what's going on? Then we like woke up, and I think it had like 10 million views. And then we did the show, and then we posted the videos of after hours from that show, and those videos were getting like 15, 20 million views, and it was like crazy.
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm awesome, man. I really appreciate you taking time to chat with me today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, of course. So this is about you and your journey in music, and we'll talk about everything you have coming up.
Cool. Let's do it.
Sick. So I did see originally from what, Seattle area.
Yeah, from Seattle.
Okay, tell me about that. Born and raised there.
I grew up in Seattle. Um, lived there till I started going to LA when I was like 17.
Wow.
Yeah, because COVID hit midway through my junior year. And then that's when I like really started to focus on music, because I was like locked in my house and like didn't really have anything else to do, it felt like. So um
Sure.
yeah.
Wow. So you were in high school when COVID happened. So did you have to like do the graduation via like Zoom or something like that, or was it open enough
Um
by the time you had finished?
Basically they were like, yo, you guys are gonna go off school for like a week. That was like
Yeah, it
what
was
we
like 2 weeks in
were.
the beginning, right?
Yeah, and like me and all my boys were like, yo, like it's lit. Like we have 2 weeks off of school. Like it's like our second vacation. And then it just kept going and going, and then we never went back.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, and then yeah, I was at graduation, but everyone had like masks on. It was kind of a weird vibe.
Oh, okay, yeah, it is. That is interesting. Okay, wow, though,
Yeah,
man, to be that, and to be, at that age to have all that happen, that's so wild to me. Um,
yeah, it was super weird.
so when did you get into music, or like how did you get into music? Do you come from a musical household or like creative family or anything like that?
Well, I started making music when I was in eighth grade. My friend's older brother had like a studio set up in their basement,
Oh, that's
and
rad.
he yeah, he made beats, and we would always like hear him in the other room making beats. Um, and I never really went in there, and I went in there and I saw the studio, and I was like, yo, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. Um, and then he was like, I'm trying to remember how it went down. I think he was like, yo, like I need someone to like rap over my beats. And I was in eighth grade, and I just started working, and we started working with him on stuff.
Really? So you had never done it before? Like, were you interested in
I mean,
like rapping and stuff?
I like loved music. I like listened to tons of different artists, and like I was very interested in it. But before then, no, I hadn't.
Wow, that's wild.
From like
So
eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th grade, I like was just like really, really like at it, like
okay, and
nonstop.
then you started going to LA, you said. Was that during the pandemic? Like once the pandemic had happened, or
Yeah, I met some other people in Seattle that were like involved in music. Um, and yeah, went down there with all of them. It was like I think 6 or 7 of us in like a studio Airbnb in LA.
wow.
We had like some of us were sharing the bed, some people were on the couch, other were on like a blow up mattress. It was like it was a crazy era of time, but I'm very thankful for it.
No, 100%. So once you start making these songs
Yeah.
in eighth grade, were you putting any of them out, or like when do you start to?
I think a lot of them were just like showing like homies at school, like, yo, like me and Cole's older brother, like me and Ethan did this, and like um yeah, but I started really, really putting music out um during like the pandemic,
Okay.
like putting
And
on like Apple Music and Spotify and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, that's when everything really blew up for you, with that first album stuff or the first 8-track, thing you put out. With that, like, was it just based like, was there, like, a big moment that you had on, like, TikTok or Instagram or something? Or, like, how did, like, people start to kinda find your music?
Yeah, I was basically just in my room making videos like, yo, my name's Charlie on a Friday. Like, I just made this song. It's called this. And then I would just play it. Um, and then when things like really went crazy was when um we posted a rehearsal clip. Like I was like rehearsing for my first show in Seattle, and we
Uh-huh.
like posted a clip of me rehearsing this song after hours. And like I remember we were like me and all my friends were sitting at dinner, and it was getting like it was like jumping like 100,000 views like every like couple minutes, and we were like, yo, like what's going on? Then we like woke up, and I think it had like 10 million views. And then we did the show, and then we posted the videos of after hours from that show, and those videos were getting like 15, 20 million views, and it was like crazy.
Oh my gosh, and that was before your first show that you had ever done?
Yeah, like I had never performed at that point. That was like 3 years ago. I don't know. My time's a little messed up, I feel like,
Oh,
but
oh, good.
um yeah, like I remember like me and all my friends were sitting in the Chick-fil-A parking lot, I think like the day after that show maybe. And my song After Hours was on like Apple Music charts and stuff. And we were all just like, yo, like what's going on right now? Like this is crazy.
That's so wild. Where was that first show at?
I think it was called hold on. It wasn't Barbosa. Do you remember? It was Barbosa. No, no, Barbosa was my first headline show. This was it'll come to me.
Oh, it's
I'll
all good.
remember
No,
it.
but you weren't even headlining, it was just a show you were added on? You were just
No, I
playing
was
with the
opening up for my friend Xavier. His name is
Okay.
Xavier Weeks. He's another artist from Seattle.
Okay, and you guys just had this show, and you're rehearsing for the show and posted that video, and then it starts going wild. Did that bring people to the show that day, or did you not see that until after the fact?
Um, Maybe. I don't know. I think it was
Okay.
literally just like my friends at this first show though. Like I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
how many fans were there for real.
Sure. But, I mean, that must have changed everything after that moment though, right? I mean, with
No,
that
100%. Yeah.
so then that starts blowing up, and then you get, reached out to by, major labels, and how
Yeah.
did that then change? I mean, to go from, "We have this one show opening up for my buddy," to your songs on Apple Music charting, and now then it was,
Right.
like, on the radio, and, like, it just, like, exploded. What was that, like, moment like? Were you like, "Oh my gosh, I just have to run with this," or were you nervous at all,
Yeah.
or
Um, I don't know if I was really nervous, to be honest. I think we were just me and all my boys were just like super hyped.
Sure.
Yeah. 'Cause it's like I think also like an important part of the perspective is like this song that's like on the charts is like a song that like 5 high schoolers made in like my parents' house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like recorded like not in a studio, like the blanket is up so that we can like try to control the reverb and like I don't know. I think we were just super hyped, to be honest.
No, man. Okay, so were that the songs on that first album then, were all of those, most of them, like, original recordings from what you guys had made together?
No, I think After Hours is the only one on that project. I think after that,
Okay.
we started, like, going to, like, the studio and stuff.
Okay. So you went
Um,
from, yeah, just doing this DIY thing, having After Hours blow up, and having that version that you all made, right?
yeah,
Be this, I mean, the song is huge. It's a platinum record. Um,
thank you.
to then you start getting these conversations with labels, and then you're in a big studio. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, I think I held off for a while on signing to a label, though, after Hours. Um, like, post After Hours blowing up, I didn't sign right away. I think I
Okay.
waited.
You just kinda just
Uh,
what did you do with that then? It was like you were blowing up, and were you just kind of doing everything still kind of on your own? Were you playing a lot of shows? Were you just trying to put
yeah, I
out
mean,
more music?
I had a manager and everything, and, like, I think, like, my internal team was just kinda working on everything together.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, recorded the rest of the project, put the project out. Um, yeah. And then I think I signed after that.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
have a new album coming out tomorrow, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Wow, man. Well, so tell me about this album. Like, yeah, just kind of let me know all about it.
Um, yeah. It's 16 songs on the album. Some of them are already out and we're kind of just wrapping them up.
Hmm.
I think that there's a song on there for everybody. There's some country leaning records, some like country pop stuff. Yeah, all different types of songs on there, but I think it's pretty dope.
Yeah. Well, going into this, so with that other album that you had put out, like, was this approach any different going into this album?
I think this album's definitely a lot better than that project. I think I definitely took more time on it, and I think I was a lot more paid attention to details with this album. Yeah, I think I collaborated with a lot of really, really talented people on
Mhm.
this album. I don't know. I think I mean it's
Yeah.
gonna be
Were you
good.
able to work with some people maybe that you would dream to work with when you worked on it, or was it just being able to
Um,
collaborate with more people just because you've been doing it longer, or?
yeah, no, I think I've just been in the game longer and made more relationships.
That's awesome. What's your is there one that you're really excited to release?
Um, I just talked about it. It's like picking your favorite kid, but
Yeah, I bet, dude.
which I don't know. I don't have,
Sorry.
yeah,
That's like such a shitty
but
question.
I really like 81 Camino. It's the first song on the album.
Okay, 81 Camino. And is that
Yeah.
about a particular car that you grew up with?
We were writing the song and our neighbors across the street had an 81 Camino. And we were like, that just sounds like a hard name of a song.
Okay, so no reference to the actual. It wasn't like you never grew up with the car, or it was just there. Somebody had it across the street.
No, no, that'd be super sick if I had an 81 Camino growing up.
So, and you're on tour right now supporting the album as well, correct?
Yeah, yeah, we're performing the album on tour right now. Some
How's that
summer
going?
release. It's good. I mean, they don't song yet, so it's a little interesting. But I think after tomorrow, it'll be crazy.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, so you have to go out and be like, hey, this is the new one. This is gonna be on the new record, and then you just go for it.
yeah, yeah, just like yo, we're putting out this album Friday. Like, you guys want to hear some stuff off the album, and then just perform it like that.
Is this a much bigger tour, like different than your past ones? I know you've opened up for huge artists, but like this is on
I
your,
mean,
your own headliner.
yeah, this is my first headline tour, so I feel like if I had to put a number on it, I feel like maybe like 300 shows maybe in my career doing this. Um, and I've played in like really, really small rooms like we're doing right now. And I've also played in like 20,000 person arenas. And I think that
Yeah.
like all those different experiences have made me a better performer. But it's cool going back to the small room vibe and having it being our fans. And I enjoy those shows the most.
Yeah, yeah, the more intimate ones.
Yeah, for sure. I enjoy those shows the most.
Yeah. I forgot to ask you this. I was curious. Did you play like an instrument or start like were you in band or piano or anything like that growing up?
I
Or
was
does
in
it
band.
all start with just with rapping with your friends?
I was in band 7th, 8th, 9th grade, and I played trumpet, but I don't know how good I'd be in current time.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be rusty.
Oh
Um,
yeah, sure. But you
yeah.
that was the first instrument you went to? I mean, to start it, you went into to play trumpet. That was your first
I
instrument
think
you
they
ever
always start
played?
you out on the recorder, a little
Recorder.
hot cross buns vibe.
Right. But you
Yeah,
didn't but like when you went into middle school, then you can choose an instrument. You didn't, and you started playing trumpet.
yeah, yeah.
What was the reason behind that? You just liked it, or did you have a family member play?
I don't remember at all. Maybe like one of my boys was doing trumpet, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll do it too." I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure why I chose trumpet, to be honest.
Yeah, but then you obviously went into this and you're rapping and working with your friend's older brother earlier. Were you like into hip hop always kind of the thing you wanted to do, or were you interested in a bunch of other music prior to really starting this?
Yeah, I had an interesting situation because I lived in two households. So like my dad only listened to hip hop music, and then my mom lived in the country and she only listened to country music. So it was
Oh,
like a
so that's
very
where you get
like
that meshed for your
yeah,
style
like
currently.
my dad doesn't really listen to country music like that, and my mom like only listens to country music. So I was around a lot of different vibes growing up. And but like for me, like seventh, eighth grade for me was that like SoundCloud era, like X, Juice World, like Uzi, like artists like that were like just starting to blow up, and like that's what like kids in like my age in like middle school were listening to.
Hmm.
So I love that type of music also.
What hip hop was your dad listening to?
He likes like NWA, like I know he liked DMX, I know he liked Macklemore, I know he liked Eminem.
Okay.
And then my mom was listening to like Jason Aldean, Miranda Lambert, Blake Shelton, like just like complete different vibes. Like,
Yeah. Okay. So that's where I was curious how how you kind of meshed the two there, and it sounds like that's just kind of how you were growing up and what you were listening to musically anyway.
yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of both. I love it all.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much, Charlie, for doing this, dude. You've been awesome.
Yeah.
Love it, man. Well, I have one more question for you. I want to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
Yeah. I mean, I think that like I don't know. I saw this post on Instagram the other day where it was like some guy trying to tell artists like exactly how they have to do things and like things they can and can't do. And like, I don't know. The truth is just, I think what I did is like, just do what you think is dope. And there's no like traditional way to do this thing. And I think just be you, have fun, make music you love, and just be yourself, and people will love that shit. And don't overthink it. Like, we made a platinum song in a basement with a bunch of teenagers that had no idea what the fuck was going on. So I think that that shows that like anything can happen. So that's what I would say.
Bringing it backwards.